And welcome back. Welcome home. As we prepare for practice of Yoga Nidra, allow yourself to be as comfortable as you'd like. Feeling the parts of the body that are connected to the floor, to the mat, to the bolsters, to the bed. And noticing the parts of the body that aren't supported, that aren't touching, and I wonder where they'd be. Perhaps it might be parts of the lower leg, maybe if the knees are supported there might be that little gap underneath the backs of the thighs. Some people have a nice little curve underneath the spine. Some people's spines are simply flat. And what about behind the head and the neck? Is that supported? Is that comfortable? Might there be some space around the back of the neck and the shoulders? However you find your place in space, allow yourself to release into that place. And let the body be how you would like it to be. And as we explore the physiology of consciousness, one can imagine the everyday earthenware cooking pot, maybe made of metal or something else, solid, stable, and well supported, filled with perhaps things grown in the earth, things that you like. Maybe roots and vegetables or other things. That solidness that comes with the food body, present in the cooking pot, present in the ingredients. Sometimes when we talk about food, we start to get a little bit of moisture in the mouth. That lovely magic elixir. You may feel that now. And there's a Chinese practice of allowing that gorgeous ambrosia fluid to build in the mouth. And send it down as a loving smile, with a swallow down through the throat and tongue, to the back of the tongue, down into the inside of the throat. And let it descend from there, spreading wonderful, healing, gorgeous nectar as you imagine it go down all the way through your system of your gut and your stomach, soothing everything that it touches on its way. And that's really happening. That's really what happens. And as the tongue has relaxed now, as a result of this process, and your inner body is nourished by the wonderful fluid, in the fluid body, we can come to thinking about putting the water in the cooking pot. Just the right amount of crystal clear water. Not too much, not too little. It's as if Goldilocks herself was preparing the right amount of water for the bowl. And this is cleansing, refreshing, clarifying, but also enabling something fluid to happen. It almost enables, with a certain extra ingredient, alchemy to happen, where one thing changes into another. And you know how to do that. You simply add the flame of the fire. And like our ancestors have done for thousands of years, we can be beguiled by the majesty of the dancing flame and the myriad of colours present. Not only the obvious reds and oranges and yellows, but some of the more subtle greens and blues and even magentas. And you can see, if you wish, shapes and images and dancing, flickering, almost dreamlike images as the fire heats the earthen cooking pot or the metal pot, changing the roots or the vegetables or whatever food is contained. And changing the state of the water in the pot. And as you watch, taking care over the thing that you're preparing, witnessing this magic happening, you might start to catch a glimpse of things bubbling up in the cooking pot. And if you look carefully, might it be that this is coming to boil, producing steam, the vapor wafting its way up in front of your eyes. And irresistibly, perhaps the eye can follow that as the steam floats up. Surely now, magic is happening. Things that weren't there before are there now. Things that were one way before are another way now. Change has happened. By getting these elements in the right proportion, the right balance, new things happen, good things, nourishing things, tasty things, life-giving things, things that provide energy and healing and rebuilding to a body, fuel produced by fire, by water, by earth. And watch the steam float up now. Where does the steam go? Into this higher place, into the ether, into the space. Can you see it on its path to become invisible? And you know it's there, but how do you see the invisible steam as it floats up further and further into space? And in space, one can be in outer space, and one can be in inner space. One can float away from the food body and just notice the difference between the inner space and the outer space, where one begins and one ends, and one ends and one begins. Which is it? Is it either or both or neither? And visualize, if you will, something you'd like to change, something you know to be true, that you would have differently if you could have things to be how you like things to be. So whether it's a health thing or a dilemma or something trivial or something major, imagine it's represented by an image, and hold that in the right hand. And when you have that in your right hand, imagine for a second that you're living in the world of opposites. and the opposite is true. And this world, or this universe, whatever was true, the opposite is the truth now. So however you were, here you're the opposite. You're not like that at all. And represent that with an image and hold that in your left hand. So you have an image in the right hand, an opposite image in the left hand. So we have either or. Now imagine having both of the images at the eyebrow center at Chittakash, space, black space, behind the eyes, behind the eyelids. And that might be difficult to have that at the same time. And for some people, strange things happen, having both the images together, held together at the same time. Maybe the images stay the same, or maybe they change. So we have either or and both. Now under the feet, the soles of the feet, where there is no space perhaps between heel and floor, there is nothing. Emptiness, void. And so imagine that sense of freedom that comes with the emptiness, where there is no space between heel, say, and floor, or heel and support, or maybe it's the sole of the foot. But there's nothing between you and being grounded. And when you have that sense, if you like, you can copy that as if you're copying and pasting it from under the feet and place that in the third eye at Chittakash, that nothingness, that freedom, that emptiness, the void, the space. And when you've done that, copy it to the right hand. So now all that's in the right hand is that same thing that's at the third eye and under the feet. That void, that emptiness, that space, that freedom, the nothingness. And if you wish, you can keep hold of the image in the left hand, or you can replace that with the freedom and space and emptiness, nothingness. And then take that space and that freedom and fill the whole body. From the tips of the toes to the top of the head, from fingertips to shoulder blades. Spaciousness, nothingness, emptiness, freedom. There is now no either. There is now no or. There is now no both. There is now no neither. And in this space, allow your true self to be how your heart would like you to be. Allow your true self to be able to do the things your heart would like you to do. Allow yourself to feel the way your heart would like you to feel. Allow yourself to look like your heart would like you to look. Able to do the things your heart would like you to do. And honor your heart by listening to your heart and say yes. Now that was the tetralemma, and we're now coming back to terra firma. So back down the levels and the layers. So back down from space to the air that you breathe, becoming aware perhaps of the air against the nostrils, filling the chest and the lungs. Perhaps cooler on the way in and warmer on the way out. And then back past the fire, which now the meal is done, we can safely put that out. And the water has been useful and served its purpose. And we can be nourished on the beautiful food that you've prepared from the earthenware pot of the body that you can now feel is cleansed and washed and ready, like new, to be used for the next delicious meal. It nourishes and nurtures. So coming back to the body, you can physically and mentally prepare now to come back to the body. So there may be some movement in the body of fingers and toes. Wiggle, jiggle, giggle, I don't know. It might be a stretch, a lovely stretch, the nicest, most fulfilling stretch of the day. Does that suit you? However the body would like to move, let it. And enjoy it. And take with you all the fruits and the rewards of this practice. And with my gratitude and thanks, this practice of Yoga Nidra is complete. Hari Om Tat Sat.